Hello, hello. Am I live? Can anyone hear me? Welcome to the stream. Let me check. Let me update the chat. Pasting the URL here. Okay. Hello? Refresh. Yes, the chat is live. Welcome. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. This is the fourth stream in the series of building a website builder. My name is Ionel. I've been doing this website building stream for the past 4 days. Actually, this is the fourth day in a row. And the idea of the stream is to build, well, a website builder similar to Webflow or Framer, Builder.io, the Wix website builder. And to give you an idea how it should look like, I have some templates here I found on Dribble, which is something like this. Just a center section where you see the page that you want to, well, create or build. On the left, you have a list of components that you want to use. There's also a list of the elements in the page that you can also view. Let me find some other template, like this one. You see on the left, they have the list of components or sections or elements on the page. And on the right is a panel that you can use to style the currently selected element. And yeah, this is the design that I want to follow. Well, basically most of the website builders have the same design in mind, so we will use the same idea. Let me quickly check. Sorry. Let me quickly check the stream. Okay, it seems it works. All right, let's continue. And yeah, today we will continue. Let me show you what we have so far. So actually, let me tell you more about the idea. The main idea is to open any React application with this website builder and be able to edit the components, the UI part of the components in the browser. And then you can use, as a developer, you can go to back to the code and use those components to build the pages. The extended idea is to create the pages themselves in the builder as well, but that will get very complicated, and maybe we will do that in the future. But just as a prototype, opening a React app and opening the components in that React app should be enough to for this idea. And because even that is pretty complex, I decided to go with something smaller, which is opening a simple HTML page, just HTML and CSS, edit the CSS, save the file, the HTML file back on the disk, and then there you go. You have the page, just a simple HTML and CSS, inline CSS. So this is what I have right now. Let me clear the caches so I can show you from scratch. So I can open a project, in this case just a simple HTML page. I have this template HTML, and when it opens, it renders in the middle, just like any other website builder. On the left, I have the tree view with all of the, well, elements in the page. And on the right, I have the styles. If I click on something, right, like this paragraph here, or this section with these cards, I get some styles details, like the type of display, in this case is a grid, and I can change the values here. If I want to have a grid, instead of these 3, 4, 8 pixels, I can have like 1 fraction, 2 fractions. And now the first column is a fraction and the second column is 2 fractions in the grid. I can also change, let me see, if I get the button here, Yeah, let's get the button. If I go to margin bottom and say 100 pixels to the bottom, pixels, oops, I pressed enter. It doesn't like 100 pixels. Oh, I think I broke it. Let me refresh the page. 100 pixels, yeah. Now it changed and it has 100 pixels. If I click to inspect it in the web browser, I have margin button 100 pixels. As I said, these are inline styles. And this is just the phase 1 of the project. Just have a simple website builder that can edit HTML and CSS. And from that, we can build on top of it and have it open a React project, read and render JSX, which is a bit more complicated than just reading HTML. And yeah, yesterday we did this section, this part, this right panel where you can see the styles. And let me actually check my notes. So the recap, we installed the UI library. This is just for designing the shell of the app. Like these inputs, these are not HTML built-in inputs, built-in HTML inputs. These are designed. I'm using the Jolly UI component library, which is based on what's that? React ARIA components. This is not set in stone. It's just a thing that I wanted to use really fast to build the UI. We built the element tree on the left yesterday. Some style inputs on the right, yes. And these, sorry, these are the types of styles that we are currently able to change. And for today, I have a big list here. This is the list of features that the final project will have, but I will skip this for now. And the plan for today, as I was thinking, is this: replace the inline style in the builder with Tailwind CSS. So I started the project with just React and simple CSS. I mean the blank project, and I used AI to create it, and AI just used inline styles to design the left bar, the right bar. And if I show you the TSX file, yeah, as you can see, everything, I mean almost everything, is inline CSS right here. So I plan to use AI to change these to Tailwind since we added Tailwind yesterday. Research how to install components inside SRC. So if you watch the yesterday's stream, we are using the Shadcyan CLI to add components to our project one by one. These are the components from Jolly UI. These are not all the components from the UI kit, so I am adding components based on how if I need them or not. And I have this script here, npx Shadcyan latest add, to add components to the project one by one, depending on how I need them. And the problem was, it was adding the components here in the I have a weird cough, in this at directory. And the problem was, let me delete it because I don't need it anymore. I wanted it to add it in SRC components UI, not at components UI. That was a weird directory. And the problem was, the components, that JSON, which is a file read by Shadcyan CLI, was reading this components alias, and because at is a sign, like a special sign, it also reads the types, the tsconfig JSON, and it goes to the paths file. But in my case, I changed it today, but in my case, if I open the old version of the tsconfig, in my case, my tsconfig file had only 2 references to other 2 tsconfig files. And Shadcyan CLI didn't know how to read, like, recursively the other tsconfig files, and it didn't know the paths. So I deleted the node one because I don't use node, like I don't have a node server, and I copied everything from tsconfig app which had the paths inside, and I pasted it directly inside the tsconfig JSON, the main one. And it works. I added the slider, and it added the slider directly in the correct directory. Hey Subo, welcome to the stream. Cool. Alright, so I did the research, and this I fixed this off stream really quickly. Oh, I read also about the force install thing. So if I go to install a component, let me show you the error. Let's install this checkbox. If I go to install the checkbox, it prompts me, would you like to use force install because you are using React 19 and the package you are using, it's using React 18. This is described in the ShedCN CLI documentation. They said, if the library you are using doesn't have a dependency to React 19, you'll get this warning. And the solution is to either use force or legacy, one of these two options, or revert back to React 18. I will keep React 19 and I'll just use the force to install the package. There shouldn't be any problems with conflicts between the packages, but we can test it. If we get any issues, we can revert back to React 18. The checkbox already exists. All right, okay, you can replace them. I see it's adding this weird React import and this use client. I'm not sure why it's adding use client right now. It didn't do that yesterday. This is a Next.js thing. I'll just remove it because I don't need it. And I guess we can continue with our plan for today. I'm super excited because yesterday we did really great progress with changing, being able to change the styles of the selected element. I was able to fix this issue in the menu. This is a template AI created in the first stream, and it has an issue that the links are not aligned in the middle. So I was able to click on the nav bar, and as you can see, it's flex row, but the align items is nothing. So I just pressed center and it's now fixed. It's in the center. And I guess the next thing might be to save the changes back on disk. So every time we refresh, the changes are there, because now I refreshed, it reloads the same file, the old HTML file, and it still has the problem. So this, I discussed about this. The replace inline styles, we can postpone this a bit. The next one is save to file. I was also thinking to build the box model. From the last stream, we discussed that this thing on the right, this spacing section with these rectangles, the other website builders are using this just to give you an idea how the element is spaced outside and inside it, the margins and the paddings. And I think I want to also build the same thing. Framer, which is a very known, popular, where is it? It's not using this, they're just using inputs. So I think we might be wasting time to build this design, this box, double box in a box design. I see this dribble template also has it. I think we can postpone this. It's not very important. We can use the inputs. I have the inputs for the padding here. So if I go to, let's see, this one doesn't have any padding. And if I add, let's see, top padding, let's go with 50 pixels. It doesn't like, I think I cannot delete everything. I have to directly change the value. There's a bug here. So 50 pixels works. At the bottom, 50 pixels works. And now it has the padding. I'm not sure if, yeah, you can see it on the stream. There are these highlights The one at the bottom with orange, that's the padding. That's the what? The 20 pixels padding, and the margin, and the padding inside of the element, which is what, 50 pixels top and bottom. It should have been green, but because of the blue behind, we don't see it as green. We might need, actually we need to somehow show this margin and padding highlight when we click on the element itself, because now I click it, I don't know what's the spacing between the element and the siblings. So we will also do this. Let me check my notes again. Dark mode, we can postpone this. Let's move them down. Select element visual helpers. Yeah, this is the one. Visual helpers for margin and padding. Icons for elementary. Yeah, this is another waste of time, I think. Some other, if I go to Framework, for example, they have these nice icons for stacks, for graphic, logo. It's just a nice thing to have, but not required for now. So I will move this down. Nicer names for elements. Yeah, this is another thing that checks the niceness box, but not the utility box. We have the body here. We can change the words and have, instead of div, which doesn't mean anything. I mean, for us developers, it does mean something, but for people that are not developers, a div doesn't mean anything. So I was thinking to replace it with maybe box, just a box, the box word. The nav, we can rename it to navigation, or we can keep it nav. UL, we can just rename it to list, and so on and so forth. And use capital letters for S to sections, header, capital H, so on and so forth. But this is again a nice thing to have. These are the most important things, and I think we can start with saving to file. So every time we do a change, I want to save to the file back to disk, and when I refresh again, I should be able to, I mean, I don't have to do anything. The file will be read again, and we should be able to see the changes no matter how time we refresh. So let's use AI. Why not? We've been doing this the entire stream, the entire series. So let me commit the changes in case he breaks something. I can revert back. So I added the checkbox, but not added the checkbox. Use client. Wait a second. Does the button have use client? Where's the button? No, it doesn't. Yeah, not sure why. Anyways, let's ignore the use client thing. README, the tsconfig I just modified today. The slider, let me add the slider to Git. Why are you giving me this weird error? Ignore. Let's see. Fixed UI Git import issues. I don't know, something like this. All right, let's use AI to save the file back on disk. Whenever I do a change inside panel, this is the properties panel. Wait, do we have two properties panels? CRC builder properties panel. Do you see the, should I make the cursor bigger? And the ID is okay. Yeah, the ID should be okay. Let me see the zoom level. It's okay. I feel like a caveman using the Git CLI. Yeah, I've also used Git CLI for I think 6 years, and it was too much typing. I saw a tutorial about PHP Storm having this built-in commit and push and branch stuff that you can use, and I tried it for a few hours, then a few days, and I just stick with it. Never used the Git CLI again, unless there are weird merging or rebasing issues, cherry picking, stuff like that. Very complex stuff, which are very rare stuff as well. Then I'm using the CLI. All right, let's go back. Oh, whenever I I do a change inside the panel. Where's my panel? Panel. All right, now it's one panel. Not sure why I saw two of them. Okay. Check. Save the HTML of my template, which is loaded by app.tsx app back to the same file that it was read from. That's one. You can use the DB. I know the AI created this DB utils file for I don't know, saving the data on disk. Maybe you can find some helpers there. I don't know if there's a function there. Let's check. DB store file store file handle. No. Get file data. No. Get file handle, clear file data, clear file handle, store file data. Is this read write? I think store file data loads. What is this doing? It adds the data to the database. Oh, okay, I don't need this. I mean, the application needs this, but this is not the function I'm looking for. I need something for saving data back on disk. But if the AI can't find it, it will create it. So let's see. Let me know if you hear any weird noises from my side. I don't see any noises from in my volume detection here from a microphone, but I'm not sure if this is correct. Okay, I'll add a style change. Is it done? It froze? I think it froze. Continue. Okay, not sure what happened there. Okay, I see the generating keyword here. Nope, no noises. That's great. Thank you. So let's see what it did here. File system, file handler, file whatever. Okay, this is the function I need. So handle style update. If we don't have a iframe or the handle, just ignore. If we don't have the content document from the iframe, ignore the code. All right, this is the code. We get the outer HTML, that's good. We get the handle of the file, and then create handle, create writable, write, close, file saved successfully. Oh wait, update the content in IndexedDB. Whoa, what content, my friend? Do we have something in IndexedDB? Shouldn't be any HTML in IndexedDB. Did we miss this? Ooh. No. I don't need the content in the HTML in IndexedDB, so I'm thinking to remove this. The file name and the HTML content, these are not needed. we have the HTML content from the file system handle here. There's the template HTML. So we have everything only in this key. Let's see. Let's see what else it did. Error handling, on style changes. So the properties panel pushes an event to called on style change. That's good. And then what else? And the on style change is when that is it called? It's not calling it. Okay, I've corrected the definition. Let's see what it did. Let's see if it works. So we have do we need what? The network panel. We have the menu, align center. Let's see the code. Nope, it didn't work. Let's debug it. How can I do this? Let me move the like so. All right, let's debug this because it didn't work. Let me refresh actually. Yeah, it doesn't work. Let's go to the sources and debug this. This was in app tsx, right? Where is it? Clear save file all the way, handle style update. Let's have a breakpoint here and see what's happening. So align items center. Yeah, of course. This is because it added the on style change prop to the properties panel, but this is not called anywhere. So let me prompt the AI to add it. On style change inside panel. Oh, sorry, properties panel is never called. Please call it. I don't know. Generating, reading, absolutely right. Oh my cough is so bad. Update style, on style change. Okay, that's it. Review changes. No, thank you. I've seen what you did. Refresh the page. Click on this. Justify line items center. We have the breakpoint. Let me remove it because it should work now. Do you allow save changes to template HTML? Yes, please. Now if I refresh, boom, it's fixed. Let me also check the template HTML file. This is also updated, and it updated what? Whoa. So the head now is on the wrong file, on the wrong line, but that's not important. Let me revert what it did. So the next thing it did, let me see. Colors, oh, right here. Body style, it added style empty string. Okay. This is the change we did, align item center. That's okay. But this, I see it added a lot of empty styles, which is not needed. But this is a bug that doesn't affect anything in terms of UI. Okay, so now we have saving on disk. Let me also fix this issue where it has the file name and HTML content right here in the IndexedDB because we don't need it. Let me commit this actually. I want to revert the template, even though we did the change and it's a correct change. I still want to have the old template for now because I will change it over and over again. Let me commit this. Saving template on disk. All right, let me refresh. Let me fix this. Let me see. We need to get rid of the file. Let's try with the file name. Do we need a file name? Might be a waste of time in stream, but it should be quick. Bear with me really quickly. So file name. Do we need file name here? Hello, Dadu. Dadu. Why do we have the name Dadu? Is this Alex? Right, so store file data, HTML, sorry, handle content file name. So what's store file data? Let me have this split and move right. And open, right, like so, side by side. So the handle styles update, store file data, and it has the data. Oh man, this is too much code for me to handle right now. Store the file name. Store the HTML content. Huh. I think I can just remove this. Let's see where the file name key is used. In a few places. In store file data. Alright. Where is this? Store file name. Can I make this bigger? So we have in store file data and in clear file data. That's it? Yeah, let's just remove it. Who cares? It's not useful. So remove this and also this. And the content. We don't need the content either. The content is in the file itself on disk, so I don't need to have the content in the DB. So I think this has the same issue. Oh wait, this is we used 3 times. I mean once more than the file name key. We have, I forgot about this one. So get file data, it removes the content. Oh, sorry, it gets the content and returns it. Why do we need to return it? Who is using it? File data. If we have file data, store the HTML content. The content. Didn't you read the data, the content? Set HTML content. Set HTML. Yeah, this is setting the HTML content twice. Once from the database and once after it reads the file right here. But I don't want this. I don't want to read the data from the database. I want to read the data from the file directly. So yeah, I will just remove this. It should be okay. Content key removed. Content key removed. If I don't have content, return null. No, that's okay. Oh, oops. Just return the handle. And that's it. What's the error here? Yeah. Content remove. Return handle. Because you want me to return store file data. I don't have store file data. I have the handle. So return store file handler or undefined. What's this? What's the value of this? Null. Okay, whatever. Okay, this is okay. And the next error right here. Remove this as well. And now we don't need the promise either. The promise all. Oh, oops. What did I do? Okay, that's good. Now let's fix the the errors in app.tsx, because now we don't have the file name, we don't have the content, we have this, and it's now called the file handle. And we don't need the file name, we don't need the content, we have the handle directly or null. We don't need this, we don't need this. Wait a second. Only update if the content has changed. So if the content in the database is different from the content in the file, use the one in the database? What? No, dude. Oh, no, my bad. If the content in the file, oh, this is the content, this was the content in the database. Yes, use the content in the file. Yeah, that's okay. Let's directly set the content from the file. And we don't need to store anything. It's storing the handle over and over again. We don't need to store the handle. We already have the handle. So I can remove this. All right. And that's it. That should be it. Let's see if this works anymore. Okay, let me clear everything. Storage, clear data, refresh, open project, template. Where's my template? Template. We have the template. Let's see the database. IndexedDB. Just the file handle. This is what I wanted. And now let's modify the style, align items, center. Refresh, and it's centered. That's it. Cool. Mission successful. Let me also commit this. Removed. Unneeded. How do you spell unneeded? Double N, okay. Unneeded database keys. All right, let me open the README file because now we have the first to-do item. Whoa, now it works. Yes. That's really awesome. And we are burning these to-do items. Next one, replace inline styles in the builder with Tailwind CSS. This one should be easy. So I can just prompt the AI to remove them. Let's see how many. What are the files? So style equals double like this. We have styles, inline styles in properties panel, in app.tsx, and in slider. But this slider is from the UI kit, and it's very complex. We can just leave this as is. Just properties in app.tsx. New chat window. Replace inline styles from app.tsx and properties panel with Tailwind. How do you write equivalence? Equivalence? This? Whatever. It understands. All right, and the next step. This is an easy one. This was an easy one. The next one. Oh, this is a nice one. This is a very nice one. We should show visual helpers when clicking on the element itself. So in the previous streams, I showed you that I have this prototype I worked on a few months ago. If I open it, where is it? Right here. This was on port 5174. If I open it, let me open the project again. What was it? Actually, I think I can open the template itself. No, I can't. Let me find it. Work. This one, prototype, source. No, test project. View files, test project. Refresh. If I open, let's open a simple one. This one. If I open the pricing and click on an element, I can see these visual helpers, diagonal lines that show you different things. In this case, this is the flex gap. I can use the slider to change the flex gap. There's a bug. I see the visual helpers don't update. Actually, maybe I need to refresh. Yeah, the bug is still there. It doesn't matter, but you get the idea. There are also visual helpers for padding. So if I have padding top, yeah, it it wasn't updating, but the green one is for, in this case, for this prototype, the green one is for padding, and I should have, yeah, this one is for, the orange one is for margin. So this is just a simple visual thing that helps, well, developers or designers to see how much space is between elements. And I think Framework doesn't have this, funny enough. I'm not sure if other people that use Framework need it, but Webflow, or I think there was some other website builders, they are showing this visual helper thingy. So this will be the next thing we will be building. All right, let's see what I did here. Yeah, this looks correct, I guess. Let's see if it works and looks nice. Click. Yeah, it's okay. It's the same. All right, let's quickly commit this. Replaced inline styles with Tailwind CSS. Okay. Selected element visual helpers. If I go back to my prototype, the way I built this is sorry, is a bit trickier. I created a canvas and I used the line command in canvas to draw like diagonal lines. If I inspect this, let me have this on the side, open something. Where's my canvas? Oh, wait, it was there. Pricing, click. So yeah, this is the canvas I have here. If I delete everything, you see I have just a simple canvas which covers the entire selected element, and then I do some calculation based on the display of the element. So if it's display flex, it means the children inside the element, inside the parent element, are displayed in a flex way, and then I read in what way. Is it flex row or flex column? If it's flex row, I get the elements, what's flex row is like this. If it's flex row, I get all of the children one by one and compute their widths. And there's, if for example the first child, let me refresh the page so I can visually describe this. So the first child has the width, has the starting point from 0 of the parent, 0 pixels of the parent, plus the width of the child itself. And then the next one, I just do a calculation. What's the difference between where the first child ended and where the second child starts? And if there's a difference, like 10, that's the 10 pixels of space. And that's how I calculate how much I need to draw on the canvas. It's a 10 pixel wide space. And I do this recursively for each child until I get to the last one. And the same thing applies for flex, but in this case doesn't work, I'm not sure why. Flex row. For the flex row, I get the height and the difference between where the first child ended in terms of the height and the second child starts. And for grid, I don't think I do grid in my case. For margin, I think for margin is simpler. You just compute the margin, and below the element itself, render a canvas, and with the height of the margin bottom, and the same for margin right. That's another canvas. And I think in my case, I'm rendering only one canvas, but inside the canvas, I render the 4 sides depending on the margin. And the same for the padding. The padding is the canvas. It's rendering the lines inside the element. Whew. Yeah, that's one of the most complicated things to. I mean, they are just complex. I mean, you need to take into account different sizes, different types of rendering. for display block is different. Let's go with, let's see. Not sure how I can start this. I can just tell the AI to render a canvas on top of the element. So in my case, the canvas itself has the sizes of the element plus the margins. Since this element has bottom margin, has only the canvas extends below the element, and it doesn't have any sides or top margin, so the canvas just stays as you see it on the screen right now. It doesn't extend because it doesn't have to extend. There's no left, right, or top margin. So we can tell AI to render a canvas for now without the margins, just a canvas on top of the element. Actually, I think we can also prompt the AI to take into account the margins and render the canvas based on the margins and add a color, just a color. Rendering diagonal lines, it took me hours to, even with AI, to have the correct formula to render these diagonal lines. Oh, that was a lot of talking. Let's do some work. I committed the changes, yes. Let's go to AI and let me check the code first. I want to see where is the canvas rendered. Or should it be rendered in the app DSX? We have the selected element right here, right? Yes. And we should render it right here below the iframe. Yes, I think so, yes. Yeah, let's tell the AI to do it like this. So whenever an element is selected, app DSX, I'll just point to this one, render a canvas on top of the iframe the canvas element can be added below, can be added as a sibling of the iframe. All right. Then get the margins of the selected element and extend the canvas sizes based on that. Example, if the element has a width of 500 pixels, let's go with hundreds, 100 pixels, and height of 10 pixels, not and, I need to add margins, and margin bottom of 20 pixels, render a canvas with width 100 pixels and height of 30 pixels, and in parentheses 10 pixels of height plus 20 pixels of margin. All right. After that, render random, not random because it will try to really be random. Render an orange color for the space where the margin would be. In this case, in this example's case, render an orange, render an orange rectangle, an orange color rectangle for the space where the margin would be. In this example's case, the rectangle will be whatever, will be 20 pixels high, 100 pixels wide and 20 pixels high. Let's go with width. 100 pixels width, 20 pixels height, but 10 pixels from the top. I think it gets the idea. It should get the idea. Let's see what it does. Yes, clear rect, canvas. That's a good thinking. Fill rect, files, fill style, iframe top, element, rect top, margin left, margin top, bottom. Wait, where's the other margin? Calculate the canvas position. Margin left, margin bottom. Oh yeah, it has all of the margins here. That's okay, good. That's it? Did it do it? Selected element, iframe, rectangle of the selected element. Get the computed style. Oh, the styles of the element. We need to know the width, the height, the margins, the paddings. And some calculation. Absolute position. Yes, this is correct. If we have margins, draw rectangles for all of the margins. Redraw. Okay. This looks alright. Position relative. Yes, that's correct. Display none. Huh. Do you change the display none? Yes. Oh, wait. Where's the display? Display none. It's still display none. Let's see how it looks like. Refresh. I don't think I need to refresh, but anyways. Click on this. Oh. No. What's this? Do we have something with margin? Yeah, we have the margin. The browser says, yeah, we have left and right margin. But when I click on it, I think it's just shifted on some side. Let's see. So we have, what's this? Left, top and left. The top is correct, the left is not correct. So if I go and change the left to 15 pixels, why 15 or 16 or whatever? Let's see the iframe. Wait, why it's not 0? Left 0. Wait a second. Ah, it's because the iframe is in a parent and the parent has 16 pixels of padding. Oh wow. We need to account for that. But what's the most efficient way to do it? Or maybe should I add the canvas inside of the template, the iframe? Nah. No, because I don't want to change anything from the template, from the iframe, because this gets saved on the disk. Let me see. Maybe I don't need to use padding for the parent. of the iframe. Let me think. What's the most efficient way? Well, let's first fix the main position, because no, it's because of the relative class on the parent div. Yeah. Yeah, the parent is relative. But I was expecting it to pick. Yeah, the parent should be the iframe, right? But I don't want to add the canvas in the iframe. So I need to manually, I think I need to manually account for the padding here. But before that, I want to fix the actual position. It's not left 0, it's left 265. Not sure where he got this from. Maybe it's from, wait, is from the left panel? No. Maybe. Let's see how this gets calculated. Yeah, the parent should be in the iframe. Oh yeah, the canvas is outside iframe. Yeah, it's outside. And I don't want to pollute the iframe with anything, because this gets saved directly on the disk. If I add something, if I add a canvas inside, it will get saved on the disk. And our template will have a canvas in there. Unless I manually remove it before save. But watch, yeah, it will get trickier. A lot more trickier than just manually adding the padding. Because my padding will be the same padding no matter what. And we can hardcode it for now, and maybe in the future we can find a way to make it more automatic. Yeah, 249 on the left per 16 on the div 265. Oh yeah, you're correct. So in this case, we need to just remove what's that? The left panel, right? Yeah, let's go here. The width of the left panel. Where was it? Right here. Redraw. Oh, let me see. Wait, is this? Oh, is the canvas position? So the width, the position of the canvas. This one, the left, canvas left. Canvas left is iframe left. No, I don't need the iframe left. It should be this. Yeah, we can just remove the iframe left and top. Refresh, click. Sorry, click. Ugh. Click. Yeah, almost. Now I can just add the 16 manually for now. I know I can compute the 16, but for now let's see if this works. But I don't like the hovering. You see, I'm hovering on the button. We need to fix this also as well. If I hover the button, it highlights the button and the parent, maybe, not sure what's the bigger rectangle. And if I go here, it doesn't highlight anything. Isn't anything here? Yeah, it's this section. It's not highlighting. Oh, it does highlight the section. But the section is, the highlighting is only on the bottom. There's a very small red line. So if I click on it, no. What's my element? Oh, this one. All right, finally. We have the margin highlighting. Okay. Let's find some other margins. Right here. This one has a margin. It doesn't work. Hello? Maybe it's selecting the nav. Oh, it's selecting the nav. I have the tag name here. It's selecting the nav, and the nav doesn't have margin. The nav parent has. If I click on this, can I click on this? The header. Nah, it's selecting the header now. Yeah, there's a div that I cannot select. This one here. I cannot select. Let's find another one with the margin top and bottom. Yeah, I can select maybe this one. Oh, hello. No. All right, wait a second. Ah, the scrolling is another problem. The scroll is inside the iframe, but my canvas is inside the builder, and there's no scroll in the builder. The scroll is in the iframe. So I need to add an event listener for scrolling, and whenever I scroll, oh, this will get very tricky. Whenever I scroll, I need to move the canvas up and down, but also hide it when the element is not on screen. But actually, wait, no, we are doing this wrong. Website builders don't render the scrolls, the scrolling of the element. Sorry, the scrolling of the template. They render the entire template as a long, very, very long page. Let me open, what? Framer. You see? The page is maybe this size. Let me go 100%. Zoom 100%. Yeah, this is the page, right? And they don't have a scroll on the page itself. They have the like a custom scroll in Framer, and you can scroll in Framer. It's like a camera. You can just pan around and see the page. You don't have a scroll inside the page itself. I have a scroll in the iframe. I'm rendering. I also have a bug here. I'm rendering the template as a standalone page, and that's why I have a scroll. I need to render the template. Let me think. In a canvas, in some sort of a canvas that I can zoom, I can pan, just like Framer does, and I assume any other website builder. Whew, this gets complicated really fast. How can we do this? Should we do this right now? Not right now. Let's also show the margins. So all of the margins and paddings. And then we can figure out how we can render. I will think about this for the next stream. How we can render the page, like the full page, and then pan around the page itself. Is this a canvas render here in Framer? I'm just curious. Let me reverse engineer this. What's this? Not the body. I want to select the inner workings of this thing. I can delete this. Huh. What's this? Toaster? No. The panel, the top panel, the bottom panel. Okay. Wait, do they have an iframe here? Iframe. They have 8 iframes? Let's see which one is the correct one. The reCAPTCHA, no, it's not important. Display none, not important. Wait a second. Oh yeah, this is the one. Ah, I broke it. Let me refresh the page. I did the panning once in an app, but it was not the most performant one. How did you do the panning? Maybe we can get some inspiration from that. So I found the iframe. Oh yeah, it's right here. Let's see how they do this. So HTML document, body, frame or the theme dark, main, div, global canvas. And they just have, yeah, just an iframe. So they somehow do the panning outside. I think they are using the translate, the CSS translate command. So the parent itself, let's try manually with this. So if I go here in the parent of the iframe and write, how does the translation works? I want to zoom out. So transform, scale, and the scale I don't want 1.5. I want, nah, it doesn't render the full page. But this is how I would, it only works with mouse, not with laptop trackpad. I should probably update it. Oh, I think we can add any event listener and it should work with like pinching your finger and rotating your finger. I mean, in this case, there's no rotation inside the framer. So just double 2 fingers to pan around, and to zoom, I just pinch my fingers up and left. I mean, like this on a trackpad, the same you do on the phone. And with the mouse, if you have a mouse, I think you can use Control or Command. No, Control. Oh, click. No, Command, click. How hard? How should I do this? I'm sure that there's like a key binding that you can use with the keyboard and mouse to do the same thing. Oh yeah, space and click, space click in Framer at least. You can pan around, and the zoom, maybe Control plus, yeah, Control plus and minus for zooming in and zoom out. But how are they? Let's see if they have some translation here. So the iframe is very big. It's like a full screen iframe, which means the data in the HTML inside is zoomed in. Let's see. Transform, isolate. We have a style here that gets updated. Check this out. Check this out. It does transform scale. Okay. But whose canvas container? Oh, the canvas container is the parent itself. So it does the same thing that we just found out. Using CSS transforms with scale. Now we need a way to render the page in full, like top to bottom, without the scroll. So we need to somehow calculate what the height of the page would be. We need to think about this. I'm getting very far away because, and we need to get back to rendering the padding in the canvas and all of the margins. But I'm really curious. So let me go back. So they have, so this big iframe they have has multiple divs inside for each type of screen. In this case, there is a screen for desktop, tablet, and mobile. And they just zoom, just scale up and down everything. Yeah, with pinching the fingers, or with space, or with Control plus, or Control plus or minus. All right. We have the gist of it. We should be able to implement this. Well, Wait a second, do I need to scale that? Wait. I don't need to transform the parent of the iframe. I can just transform the iframe itself. So let me remove the transform from here. Let me copy it. Go to the iframe and transform scale down. No, it's the same thing. I thought it will keep the full height. Let's try maybe with the body. Ooh, what happened? Oh, wait. Wait. Yes. Wait a second. Transform, we need to change transform origin. Transform origin. Top. Hello. Transform origin. Top. It doesn't like that my transform origin. Anyways. It should zoom out from the top. But we are getting somewhere. It's probably not this, but something similar to this. Let's finish the margins and the padding. And the selection. So we don't have time. Do we have time? How long has the stream been going? I don't know. Oh, 1 hour. We have one more, almost one hour. All right. Yeah, let's fix the padding. The margin works. The top and bottom margin works. Let me add for this element. Let's try and add some. Where is it? This one. Let's add some margin. 50 pixels. Kinda works. I mean, it works. I just added the wrong thing. But it displays the margin correctly. That's okay. Good. Let's do the same thing for padding. Let's prompt AI to do this. And do the same thing for padding. The same thing with rectangles for padding. This is nice. And while it does that, I want to take a look on the highlighting. Why does it highlight multiple things? Let me not click. So if I click on this, the outline is added twice. Here and here, yeah, for the element itself and the parent. Let's see the outline code. Outline. Element pixels. So handle element mouse enter. Oh, is this because I enter the parent? And it sets the outline on the parent, and then I enter the child and also sets the outline for that child. So I think we need to have another state for the hovered element. And whenever a new hover element is set, remove the outline from the previous one and add the outline on the current one. Did it finish the padding? Yeah, it did. Let's see if the padding works. Refresh. Do we have elements with padding? Yeah, this one. And it added the padding. We have margins, we have paddings. Right? This is getting somewhere. It's getting into shape. Except the scrolling. Don't scroll. Ooh. Yeah, the scrolling blows everything. So we need to account for the zoom in the future. We need to account for the zoom, the translation. Oh, it will be a lot of calculation. Thankfully we have AI for this. Let's do yeah, let's fix the outline thing. Let's tell AI when adding the outline on a hovered element. No, when hovering an element, keep what? Keep the state, actually not state, keep the hovered element in memory using use memo. I don't think we need to add to use state in this case. Whenever I hover it, add the outline to that element, just like, is it done now? Done now. Inside app.tsx, and whenever that's a dot here, period please, and when I hover out the element, revert its outline, and that's it. That should be it. Does Framer have cursor pointer? No, it's just a mouse. They also have these handlers here to change the size of the element, the height in this case. Maybe we can add the same thing. Generating code, let's see. We can achieve this using useRef to keep track of the currently hovered element. Yeah, you're correct. Not use memo, use ref. Sorry. Come on, generate. And I think I want to add sliders for margins and paddings, because writing manually, I mean sliders and inputs, it will be a mess. All right, do we have this? Is it done? Hello? I'm not sure. I don't think it is. Continue. Yes, apply the changes. What have you been doing so far? This looks interesting. Yeah, so it takes a lot to generate the app.tsx file. It's pretty big. It has what? 500 lines of code. So we need to extract some of this functionality outside in some functions. It's too much. Oh man, you're generating a lot. Canvas for margin visualization. Avoid setting source and source doc directly. We use the effects on load logic. Not sure what is this. Anyways. I see issues. The file system handle type definition is incomplete. Dude. No one cares. Why are we going there? Next, I'll modify DB. What? Why? Handle What the hell? Old version? Old version of what? Check if the store exists before trying to create it. Oh man. Oh, so many useless changes. Deprecated functions. Keep for backwards compatibility if needed. Finally, I'll apply the corrected code. Okay. Wow. Stop wasting time. Did it say why it's changing the DB? So, okay, I see issues in the... I see the issues. What issues? Wait a second. Undetermined string literals on line 700. Property. Type conflicts. Okay. I hope you are fixing these. Like, for real fixing these. I'll apply the fixes. Okay. Dataset property. It changed the design for my button. I think it got bored. Okay. Declare global. Applying. The error persists. Move on to something else? Wait. Since this is the third time, I'll stop trying to apply the fix automatically. Would you like me to show the final corrected code so you can apply it manually? Try applying the specific line change. Let's see what you did. Analyzing. We have some errors right here. Attempt to assign const to a read only. Let's make it not const. Cannot assign iframe because it's a const. Oh, my ID is low. Okay. What else? This one. Iframe possibly null. So if I do this and this. Let's use the any trick as any. Node dataset structure ID. Whoa, wait a second. Set iframe content. Error loading. What is going on here? This is not nice. DOM parser. Oh wow. What else? Context. What's the problem with the context? It's possibly null. Can I revert the changes? I want to revert the changes. How do I revert the changes? Report issue now. Discard all the changes up to this checkpoint. Wait, what checkpoint? Restore the last checkpoint. Is this the previous message? I think so. I mean, how bad can it be? Continue. Okay. Let's see the code. 500 lines of code. This is correct. Iframe rect. I don't need this anymore. Padding is here. Let's do the hover element thing manually. I don't trust AI anymore. I mean, I think I should have refreshed. I should have created a new chat. Actually, let's give it one more chance. Let's commit this. So showing margin and padding of the selected element. Okay, and let's tell AI the same thing again. Let me copy the message from history. Where was it? When hovering. Oh wait, I had a new chat. Let's try one more time. When not hovering an element. Keep the hovered element in memory using use ref. Whenever I hover it, whenever I hover what? Oh, then add the outline to that element just like it is done now inside app. Yes. And when I hover out the element, revert its outline. Yeah, let's try it. Try it like this. We don't have any changes. Planning the next moves. I hope you don't plan to destroy my code again. You thought about 8 seconds about this? This is too much. Current hovered, yes. Yes, previous hovered. You don't need a previous hovered. If previous hovered exists, yeah, we can change the code after that. Let me check the notes. So select element visual helpers. We have the visual helpers, at least for margin and padding. I want to add those for gap, the flex gap, which is a lot trickier because we need to take into account the flex row or flex call. What did you do here? Is it the same thing? Let's see, let's continue. Did they ask me a question or something? I will introduce the new useref and update handle. Okay. Yes, continue. Use effect, that's okay. Generating, okay. YouTube is still censoring me, lol. Oh, I didn't check the settings. I mean, I checked the YouTube video details, and I didn't see anything related to links. Let me search for this. YouTube live stream chat doesn't allow pasting links. You want to paste links, right? Cannot post links in live stream. So yeah, I saw this, and they are saying it flags it as spam in the chat. If in stream options there is a setting to choose whenever links are flagged as spam, and we've set it where we don't want it that way, then it shouldn't get deleted. Personally, I find it to force filters in the chat really annoying. Okay, I will check the settings again. I can't chat on live streams. No. Share links with your audience. Not with my audience. I want the audience to share links with me. Let's see. Update. What's this? Why I can't see my comment on YouTube live chat? Doesn't that mean it's blacklisted? Not comment, it's link. Pasting. I'm searching this wrong. No links coming through live chat here. Let's see what this one. I've only seen the channel owner or maybe moderators post links, even if you don't restrict the viewers. No worries, move on. I even tried literally typing that. Yeah, they are smart. Whoa, 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 what happened here? No way, you destroy my website again. Yeah, it's let me revert this. Revert everything. It can't do this. Revert app, let's do it. It's not a big change to do. We just need to do something really small. Just have a reference here. Where's iframe? Selected element. Const. What's this? Hovered element. Use ref. That's it. And it's HTML element. What's the problem here? Expected undefined. And when it says the outline right here, handle element mouse enter. When we do this, the current element is the hovered element is the element that we just entered with the mouse. And then, oh, wait a second. I think it has stored the original outline style if not already stored. Apply the red outline. No, this doesn't work. So I need to, I have the current element, and then before this, I want to set its outline to the old one. So if we have the styles for the element that we just hovered, no. If we have original style current, if the hovered element, if there are styles for the hovered element, what's the problem here? Undefined, okay. If we have previously hovered an element and we have the styles, which we should, then set the styles back. So the original style is like this. Original style, get the hovered element original style, and then set it. After we set the previous element style, we now move on to setting the current element hover. And this should work. Let's see. Yep. Now it works. Wait, it doesn't. What? What am I doing wrong? So when I hover with the mouse enter, if we have a hovered element and we have some styles, then we set the old styles. Yes. Now it works. The problem is this parent here is, for some reason, it doesn't hover, it doesn't show me the red line. Why is that? We need to debug this. But that's not a big deal. So the padding works, the margin works. Oh, we finished everything in the README? Oh, we did. And half an hour faster. Okay. Well, I guess the next thing is doing the zooming and pinching. This is very important because I cannot scroll. You see? I cannot scroll because it messes up with the canvas that we are just rendering. Unless, wait a second, unless the scroll is directly set on the parent. Huh. right? Yeah, let me think about this. So if we have the parent have the scroll and not the iframe, so let me see. The parent should have what's the iframe height? Hello, 6,000. Let's say the parent is height 7,000 pixels. 7,000 pixels, right? All right, and the canvas stays there. You see, for the selected element. This fixes the problem. All right, I think we can do this. I mean, the scroll is not correct. We should have the scroll. Where is it? Overflow hidden for the overflow hidden. Wait, I set the height for the iframe. Overflow auto. Yeah, this works. And if I zoom out, let me try the zooming again. But this works. This works. Okay, this was easier than I thought. Oh, and one more thing. The selected element should stay selected. The code that I just added earlier interferes with the outline. When I select an element, it should stay with a red square, with a red outline. But this is not a big deal. Let me code this. Let me see how. I want the height to not be hard coded 7,000. Let me think. What if I set the height of the iframe to 100%? No. 100 viewport height? No, this is not correct. I think I have to use JavaScript. Get the height of the HTML element and then set the iframe height to the height of the HTML element. Yeah, I think we need to do this. And this will fix our problem. Yeah, we have time. I think we have time for this. Let me commit these changes. So we did what? The hover element, which broke the selected element outline, but that's okay. Fixing the hovering. Fixing the hovering, but breaking the selection. Oh, oops. All right, so the body is overflow hidden. Do we need this? I think we need this. No, we don't. So just overflow auto for the parent of the iframe. So let's find the iframe. So the parent overflow auto, and the iframe. The height of the iframe should be the height of the HTML content. Let's find some code that relates to this. I think where it sets the HTML. What's the function? iframe. Let me find anything related to this iframe. Oh, .current. So iframe this. Iframe document. Hey Chris, welcome to the stream. I need to see where it sets the HTML. Set time on allow iframe content to render first. This is a hack. It's a hacky thing. Oh, right. iframe document write HTML content. Okay, in this case, I want to, after it's rendered, all right, after this hack, I need to get, so const HTML element, element equal iframe document dot document element. Is this the HTML element? Let's add a debugger here. Debugger iframe element. HTML element. Yes, this is the HTML element. So all I need to do is to HTML element dot height, the client height 7000. Wait, let me remove the 7000. Client height 6000. Yes, this is the one I'm looking for. That's perfect. Yes. So we have current element dot, what was it? Client height. So we have the height. Now let's set iframe. Wait, who's iframe? What's the iframe? Sources. The iframe is just, well, the variable iframe. Iframe dot client height equals HTML element height equals element HTML element height, and this is a string, right, with pixels. Oh, any. Wait, let's see if we can do this in the console. Can you see the console? Yeah, I can see the console. iframe dot client height equals 30 pixels. Oh, I broke everything. One second. Log iframe. I want to play with this iframe a bit, so let me store this in a variable. Let's go in the console. So iframe dot client. I think I need to use CSS styles. I don't know if I can set heights using the client height property. Client height equals 50. Yeah, I thought I'm smart, but no. So style dot height equals 200 pixels. Yes, let's use this. So iframe dot style dot height equals, let's use a template here. HTML element height pixels. And that should be it. We should have the scrolling. Yep. After refresh, we have the scrolling, which means we can just click on an element and the canvas should stay there. That's perfect. That's amazing. Yes, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Oh man, this is going very well. Okay, what's next? What's next? I don't have anything in my README. Nicer names. These are nice to have, but not very useful. Well, I need to go back to what we want from this builder. I want to be able to create this exact template using the builder itself from scratch. So now we have the template already built in HTML. We just load it from the file. But in a few streams, I want to be able to drop buttons, links, change colors. And by the way, we need to add a color selection for the background color. Change colors, font sizes, font colors, what else? Having grid to build this grid layout. It went faster than I thought. Yeah, me too. I'm not sure. This AI thing is awesome. Yeah, we should be able to change like a text to be in italic form. Oh, to be able to edit text. We don't have text editing right now. Also see hover effects. When I hover the element, you see it pops out with the scale function. Setting borders. What else? Buttons. I set buttons. And that's about it. These are the elements we need to focus on. But before doing this, I need to be able to delete some sections in this template and add them back. If I can do that, then we can just build a template because we have the functionality. So the next functionality is to delete elements and then add them back. And we need to do this one by one. I mean, we can try deleting the button and then on the left have like a button or like a component selection and drag the button from the left to the template. And then edit the contents of the button, because the default text of the button might be, well, button, just button, but we need to edit it to write try for free or start building or some other button value, get started, and so on and so forth. So the next thing, let's do that. Let's do the deletion. Actually, before that, I want to fix the selection because I have the bug here. When I select an element and I move the mouse out, there's no red border, or sorry, red outline. So I need to fix this, but I need to think because the red outline is removed by the hover code. So, oh, wait a second. I can set the border on the canvas. We have a canvas here, right? Don't we? Canvas. Yes, we have a canvas. We can set the canvas border to, or the outline to something. So outline 1 pixel solid red. Red. Boom. Now we have the outline. We will always have the outline. There are 2 outlines, as I can see. But that's okay. This will differentiate between hovering and selecting. Can you go through the plan? How far are we into finishing the project? Yes, in the last few minutes I can go through the plan. So for the phase 1 of the project, is having a website builder that is able to create HTML and CSS and simple templates. For example, company presentation websites where companies have like a header, like we have right now, a header, a hero section, just simple HTML and CSS. This is the phase 1 of the project. Be able to create websites with simple HTML and CSS, and that HTML CSS will be saved on your disk, on your computer, as you build the website. And at the end of the building process of your website with this builder, you should be able to just deploy it somewhere, and you should be able to present your project. The phase 2, I mean, I think we can talk about phase 2. Do you want to talk about the next phase? Because the phase 1 will be a lot of work. And you said, how far are we into finishing the project? Finishing phase 1 would be this. Be able to change not everything, but 99% of the styles of an element. If you look on the right, we can change the display, the gap, the margins, the paddings. But if you go to other platforms like Framer, for example, they have a ton more things that you can change. You can change the width, the height, the mean and the maximum values of the width and height. You can change between the stack and the grid in case you want to render elements in a line, in a column, or in a grid with multiple rows and columns. They also have like a lot of options for these types of layouts. Effects, I don't think we will get into effects because these might be complicated. Let's see. Oh, they have hover effect, the press effect. We can add hover and click, or aka press. I think we can add that. Overlays. What's overlays? We can ignore this. Cursor, yeah, in case you want to have, instead of the built-in laptop or computer cursor, you can change the cursor. Let me see if web cursor. let's use this. You see, if I think I have to preview. You see, when I hover on this specific element that I change the cursor, I can see some other type of cursor. What else? They have styles, opacity. You want to change the opacity of the element, if it's visible or not. The border radius, in case you want to, you know, round the borders or not. Yeah, we need to add all of these styles on our builder as well. The borders, the shadows. They also have somewhat transforms perspective. I don't know what's this. I mean, I know what's this, but we don't need to add these. These are the most important ones: the styles, layout, and size. For website builders, there are two types of styles. One is drag and drop anywhere you want, like position absolute, and then second is like you drag elements between other elements, so it has a layout. Not sure how to explain this. Which one will you want for the builder? That's a very good question. There are downsides, there are pros and cons for each. So for example, in Figma, when designers create in Figma, they have a free form, they're free to design, to move the elements and add elements on their frames, on their boxes, however they want. They are positioned absolute, as you said. They can just move them. But I'm not sure if you followed the how Figma released the latest updates, but they introduced a lot of in the last year or so, introduced this concept of auto sizing or auto layout. Yeah, I think it's Figma auto layout. Yeah, auto layout. The thing is, if you want to use, it's easier to use the position absolute because you can move everything however you want. The DAOs, actually with Figma, there's both ways. Yeah, there are both ways right now. It wasn't before. The thing is, if you want to use the position absolute, it's very easy to design like a very specific size of template. But if you want to have breakpoints for mobile or tablet, or you want to move elements or switch elements in the page, in case the client wants to do, you'll have to manually resize everything. And that's why the professional Figma designers right now, they're always using auto layout, or not always, but 99% or 95% of their Figma design is based on this auto layout, which is the second type of builder, where you just have everything in a box and that box decides how the element is rendered. In this case, for example, I have let me go to framer here. You see this framer here? In this case, the header has three elements: the text, the placeholder, and this other thing called stack. And the header itself, it's of type stack, and the direction is vertical. And this is the similar thing with the auto layout in Figma. My opinion is using auto layout is best. Yeah, it's best. If you want to have like professional designs and designs that adapt to their content better, auto layout is the answer. And you can do things, in the case the client wants to, hey, I want this to be horizontal, boom, you have horizontal, you have the gap adjusting with some sliders, and it should be really easy to change some of the settings, and everything on the page adapts. And I think I'll go with the same thing, having this auto layout feature in the builder. And thankfully, the web itself, everything in the web is built on this concept of auto layout, kind of. I mean, no one in the past 10 years of programming that I did programmed a website with position absolute. Everything is position, not static, it's position, what's the word? Kind of auto layout. Everything flows on top of each other, from top to bottom. So it's mostly auto layout. Let's call it like this, auto layout. Oh yeah, so yeah, we will be doing the auto layout thing. To demonstrate this, I think we can change this think, to flex. Yes, and direction column. And then we can just say gap 50 pixels. Boom. And now this is like auto layout. We can just modify everything. Yeah, for me, auto layout is actually designing websites like an engineer would code. Yeah, exactly like that. I think it has a lot of containers divs. Yeah, it has. But as a designer, yeah, in this case, this specific template that I just opened has a lot of divs inside. A ton of divs. But I will rename them to just box. All right. Oh, I changed it to flex, and the button now is full width. That's okay. All right. What else? The stream is ending right now, so it's been 2 hours almost. So without boring you, we will write the plan tomorrow. Actually, not tomorrow. Tomorrow I won't be streaming tomorrow. I think that next 2 days I will be taking a break, and I will let you know on X when I will be streaming next. Yeah, like with maybe 10 hours before streaming. But probably the next 2 days I'll be taking a break. And in the next stream we will be planning well, the next steps. Man, if I look at this just like this, it's looking great. Don't you agree? It's so complex, and I mean, we didn't do much, but it's looking like a website builder. And it's been what, 6 hours? Imagine if we build this, if we work on this like 50 hours. Anyways, I'm rambling too much. See you in the next one in 2 days or so. Peace.